I'll be teaching us how to set up sales tax or VAT as we call it here in Nigeria and other places to call it VAT and others call it sales tax. Either of the two names is still the same thing. So I'll teach us how to do that in QuickBooks just quickly. And I know I have made video on how to set VAT or sales tax before, and that one was QuickBooks Online. That's when you're using the QuickBooks Cloud Accounting package of it. If you're using the subscribed version of the Cloud Accounting package, you can set up your VAT online via that procedure. I have already made video on, so you can go back to my previous video and watch that on how to set up VAT. The first video I made on QuickBooks, how to set up VAT in QuickBooks Online. That's the video you're going to get, how to set up VAT online there. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to set up VAT or sales tax in QuickBooks Desktop. The other one is QuickBooks Online. This is QuickBooks Desktop. So the first thing we are going to consider is, first you're going to look at the tax rates. What is the tax rate? What is the sales tax rate in your country? What is the sales tax rate in your state? For people that are doing it by state, so you're going to ask yourself, what is the tax rate? Then when you have determined the tax rate, or that is the sales tax rate or VAT rate, then you now determine which item is actually VATable. On which of those items you sell can you pay tax on? Because there are some goods that are VAT exempted, and there are some goods that are recognized. That after you have recognized which item is VATable and which item is not VATable, the next thing you should look at is the recognition. What I mean by recognition here is, when do you charge sales tax? Like, when do you charge that VAT? Is it only when you receive the money or immediately you made the sales? Remember the accounting concept that are the accrual and the cash basis of accounting. These are the two basic principles that guide the operations, the operation and how transactions are recorded or are tracked. Now we are going to also look at the reporting period. The reporting period or the filing period is still the same thing. So the reporting period for VAT in my state and in Nigeria and of course my state is in Nigeria, is every month. You file your returns every month. Then after you have known the filing period, then which agency are you reporting to? If you're in Nigeria, already we know it's Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS as it is often called. Then if you are not a Nigerian, please drop a comment and tell us what your own tax agency is and the tax rate for charging sales tax and value added tax in your country. Use the comment section and drop the comment there so that all of us will learn from each other. After we have determined that, then we are now set. If we now know all these things, we are now set to commence creating or setting up our sales tax in QuickBooks. When you have gotten all this information set, so if you look at here, I have already determined that the sales tax rate in Nigeria is 7.5%. So the first thing you always know, you come to your QuickBooks. Once you open your QuickBooks, you come to your menu bar here. Now if you look at this company, I just want you to pay attention to this dashboard. If you look at this dashboard, from here now we have the vendor section, we have the enter bill, we have the pay bills, we have the sales order under the customer section, we have the employee also section. All this thing is partitioned into three, but there is nothing again that has to do with any other activity apart from these three activities that are linked to each other. So what we are going to do now is, because whatever action we're going to perform is going to reflect on the dashboard as well. Let's go first to our QuickBooks and tell QuickBooks that yes, this company actually charged VAT. Then after we have acknowledged that this company actually charged VAT for all its sales and transactions with customers, then QuickBooks will now allow us to set up our VAT code, VAT rate, and also VAT agency. That's so the first thing you're going to do now is come over to your edit on the menu bar. Click on it. Once you click on it, you see a drop down menu as you're seeing here. Once you click on that, come to your references and preferences. When you click on preferences, it will open up a page like this for you. Once this page is open, now what you're going to do is look at the menu or the section by the left. Go through it. You will locate a particular section that is named sales tax, which is exactly what we want to do. Click on that sales tax. It will open up, it will display this page preference for you. It's not showing you that this is my preference. What we want to set is company preference. So we now come to company preference, click on it, it will open. Now if you look at this place where it asks the question, do you charge sales tax? Yes, because this company we set it up expressly. We were not, in fact I didn't even pay attention to that. I just skipped everything, and that is why you are seeing it asking me this question. Otherwise I could have done it before I get to this level. So what I'm going to do now is to answer this question. If yes, then I can now do whatever I'm supposed to do in order to set up my tax, my sales tax rate, and my sales tax item. So I'll just click on, do you charge sales tax? I say yes, of course I charge sales tax. So click on it. The moment you click on it, every other information related to that will be activated. Remember the first question we asked? The first question was, what is our VAT rate? Now our VAT rate is 7.5%. In that case, what we're going to do now is to set up our VAT rate. When we set up our VAT rate, we can now set up other information that has to do with that. But the first thing we are going to do in QuickBooks, which I did not capture in the introduction when I started, was I did not make mention of the tax code, but I know that in the middle of this video somehow I made mention of sales tax code. So without wasting much of our time again, I will just lay more emphasis on the sales tax code. Now the first thing you should do here now is set up your sales tax code. So what I'm going to do now, from where I'm seeing this assign sales tax code, now I'm going to select taxable item. Now for taxable item I want to use VAT so that I can easily recognize it whenever I see it. Now I have set VAT, I can just say value added tax, that's the full meaning, and I'll tick this taxable item. Once you do that, you click OK. That means you have set up this taxable item. Now for exempted items, for non-taxable item, you can come here, you also put let's say non-taxable NVT. Let's leave it like that. NVT, non-taxable item, non-taxable item, right? Then you leave it at non-taxable and click OK. Now we have set up the VAT code in QuickBooks Desktop. What we are going to do next is to answer the question. Remember what I said about this? Answer the question, the recognition period. That's what we are going to answer, the question we are going to answer now. So when you come here, you now say, when you come back to your QuickBooks, now look at this. When do you owe sales tax? When do you owe sales tax is something as when do you recognize sales tax? So what you're going to say is as of invoice date, just as I mentioned earlier on, as of invoice date. Now the next question you should answer is, when do you pay sales tax? You come back to where you're going to set the sales tax item. Now what you are going to do now is to set the sales tax and say, okay, QuickBooks, recognize this thing on all my sales tax items. So what you're going to do is to come over to your sales tax item, add sales tax item, that set up sales tax item. You now click on add sales tax item. Once you click on add sales tax item, leave it by default, you see sales tax item, leave it on that, click OK. Once you click on OK, repeat the same thing, just type VAT or value added tax. Value added tax. Once you do that, the description will come down automatically from here. It's now still taking this, so let's go by this, or let's put this in brackets. Yes, let's put this in bracket. Now I now put the rate. What is the rate? Our rate is 7.5%. 7.5%. You put the rate. Now after you have put the rate, because this is a new company, we have to set up the vendor. The vendor is also means the same thing as the tax agency. So you can see here, tax agency open bracket vendor, that is. So you now click on here. If you do not see, just click new. Once you click new, to open up this, type in the name Federal Inland Revenue Service, that's FIRS. Once I just do that, I'll click OK. So if you put that, once you're done, you just click OK. Now you have set your sales tax item. Again, there is another thing we should answer. Now, your most common sales tax item, how often do you use this sales tax item? That's what QuickBooks is trying to understand. How often do you use it? Do you use it often, or you just use it on some items and you don't use it on some items? But in our own case, in our own settings here, we're going to say we use it frequently. Once you click on that to bring it up, click on it, activate it to now put it on. It now put it as a default on all your invoices. So once that is done, you now click OK. Now when you click OK, look at what it's telling you. Now say updating sales tax. Mark all existing customers taxable. That's if you have created other customers before, it will mark all of them taxable. Mark all existing non-inventory and inventory parts item taxable. That is if you have inventories already set that are not yet set to capture VAT, it will automatically do that for you. In this case, like I said, this is a new company, and there is nothing like that yet in this company, because I just set this company up for practice purposes. But in the next video, I'm going to show you also how to add items and manage inventories in QuickBooks. So it's part of the things I'm going to do video on this week. Like I said, I have 3 videos every week for you. Make sure you follow this channel, because you don't know which skill that is going to be important to you in the future. So once you are satisfied with this, you just click OK. Automatically QuickBooks will close every other thing that is open and go back to normal. So come back to your home page. Now you may not have noticed that immediately, or you may have noticed it, but if you have noticed it, please, I want you to drop on the comment section the first thing you saw, or if there's any addition you saw on the dashboard that was not there the first time I introduced this, because that was why I was laying emphasis on that dashboard, that something is going to change on the dashboard, which it has happened already. Only those that have eyes can see. So I'm not saying you're blind. No, what I'm trying to say is that something has happened to our dashboard, but only those that are paying close attention will be able to notice that immediately. So if you notice that immediately, please leave on the comment section that yes, this is what have changed and this is what has been added onto our dashboard. So without wasting our time, I will just show you what was added to our dashboard. So what was added to our dashboard was actually this manage sales tax. This was what was added, because from here now we can control everything that has to do with our sales tax item and payment. Both from payment and adjustment, we can do all that here. So that is what I want you to understand about setting up QuickBooks, setting up sales tax in QuickBooks Desktop. Now in the next video, I'm going to show you how to, after you have set up this sales tax item, now how to remit and capture properly VAT items, to remit those amounts to the relevant tax authority, which is the FIRS, which we have already set up in this video. So I'm going to show you how to make such payment, because there is a way you make this payment, it will not reflect exactly what you are trying to do. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and it will reflect automatically, and you will be at ease and at peace. You will discover that it's very simple. I'll give you 2 simple tricks you can use in achieving that. So stick to this channel, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also share to your friends so that they can also gain the knowledge you are gaining right now. Thank you for staying with us. See you in the next video.